Hey, welcome everyone to our latest round of the PK Scramble Tournament. Tonight we have what should be an exciting race between Sitake and LonTr0. The flags for tonight are Skill Tree and Accelerated Boss/Enemy Shuffle. And sorry, I am joined on commentary by Static. Static, you want to introduce yourself?
Hello, everyone.
Static, you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, it's Static Pulse here. I am here to commentate with Creador tonight. These two gentlemen here are one of the two races in the winners bracket. So one of them will be going on to the winners bracket finals, I believe.
Yes, that's exactly what it looks like. And they should be about to kick off any moment now.
Here we go. Oh, dodge the mouse there.
Yeah, we are seeing immediately the accelerated enemy shuffle. We've got presence and mice, and a teleport to Winters.
Winners is a pretty good initial teleport. You get the one quick item and can skedaddle on out.
Exactly. The only downside is that it can indicate a potential South Winter visit when it's this early. Not always, of course, but
on screen. Sneaking up on him. Our first skill, Disrupt Senses versus Shimmering Light.
I don't actually know which one would be better to choose there.
I think they're both pretty similar. I think Shimmering Light is a flash type skill. Disrupt Senses, I think, starts off as a inflicting can't concentrate, which can be useful early on if an enemy has PSI, like you have an early Starman Jr. or Mook.
That makes sense. Although, if my understanding of Accelerated Boss Shuffle is correct, we probably won't have much of that.
You might see Starman Jr. depending on how if it ends up skipped or not. Mook might be up later on, although I think Disrupt Senses might have changed into another status inflicting skill by then.
That's pretty likely. Let's see, what was that? I'm not used to reading this. It looks like Tucson. Okay. Yes. Tucson and Wad of Bills.
Yep, that's an easy, quick kid check.
Yep. Run on the Wad of Bills, go check the read. I do definitely see checking Winters first, just in case. Meteorite piece. Okay. That's nice, easy in and out. Get yourself access to Gygus eventually. It looks like arcade enemies are probably not far off. So that's likely very in logic, even if they don't necessarily want to do it right.
Yeah, with Frank being there, it should be one of the earlier checks for sure. Might not be a bad idea to do what LonTr0 is doing first and get another kid. Grabbing Paula this early would certainly make mincemeat out of any very early bosses.
It would also ensure that she gets those extra experience points you always want. And we're seeing the library is Tendakraut, which we don't have any use for yet, but maybe we'll see a relatively early Underworld teleport. LonTr0 going to 3 for the kid check, as you pointed out.
Yeah, I think Sitake is going to make that move now. Not a bad idea to go to the hotel first. I don't think either of them went up to grab any mice at this point. So.
No, neither one has. It looks like Sitake picked up money to go.
They did just sell a bunch of things. Although
okay.
Picking up a food item. Yep.
Makes sense. And $212 left over, so Apple could check, and I assume straight to 3 after that.
Yeah, and once we get back up to... I didn't see the boss on top of Everdread's little house there.
I'm not sure if it's been shown yet or not.
Yeah, I don't think they've been, or he's been over far enough to check it out yet. But we'll probably see
But
it as when he turns in the applicant check.
almost certainly. And I did also notice that there's a caterpillar hanging out in Threed. So that could be a juicy target to get some easy experience. Oh, there's our South Winters check.
Okay. Looks like the boss is Boogie Tent, although it doesn't necessarily mean it's in logic. If Paul is really late, it could be a post Gaius logic boss, since those I think are randomly determined once the initial up to Gaius logic for accelerated enemies is finished.
I'm going to be honest, I don't I don't know how that logic works. Maybe Tomar can chime in, but yeah. That said, oh, we do have a Paula, so that boogie tent could be in logic, and even if it's not, it could still be worth that check because you get access to that Berglund boss, Berglund Park vendor.
Yeah, and that vendor can have some nice stuff even early on. It might have a bazooka or even OK pendants at this level.
And LonTr0 immediately gets a vital capsule for Paula, which is great to see her when you get an early Paula.
Oh yeah. Heading back, likely to going to arcade, heading up to library first. Gonna get their tunic route.
Yep, shove that in an inventory and forget about it for a little while.
Yeah, it looks like at this point we don't have much options to continue on. It's either Everdread or arcade, and given what we've seen of the bosses visually so far, arcade would be sooner in logic.
Yes, and it looks like LonTr0 is going directly to arcade, which, yeah, that makes sense. This is almost certainly going to be Starman Jr., which is not necessarily fun, but it's at least relatively early.
Nice speed bonus there. Always good to get on Ness.
Absolutely. Taking out those hippies. It looks like Sitake is going to be getting Paula soon.
Oh, those bombs there could be very useful, especially against Starman Jr.
Absolutely.
Although Sitake did burn most of their money on the Apple Kit check, so they may not. Although it looks like LonTr's already done with the fight, so not much
Yeah,
danger this time. Although sometimes Junior can give you a real handful.
absolutely. It's definitely one you want to see earlier than later, as long as you've got the opportunity to move around if need be.
Okay, so looks like the pencil eraser is the reward for the arcade. Looks like we're going through kind of the earlier areas more or less in sequence at this point. No jumps to later worlds quite yet.
Yeah, that means that I think is our first sync access.
Yes.
No, second. Sorry, because we have bubblegum for Southwind.
Oh, I did bubblegum on my tracker.
Ah, yes. Satake found bubblegum. Apple Kid, I think, had it.
Yes, it was. Good.
So yeah, that means unless they get lucky and find Fifth Sanctuary somewhere more convenient, we are almost certainly going to be seeing Tussie tonight at least once.
Yeah, very likely. I guess at this point the decision is whether you take the Tessie ride to South Winters or go eastward into Happy. Which one would you go?
I think I would do the Happy Walk myself. You can find out about a kid there. Even if you can't access them, you know who's there and what you might want to do about that. As well as being able to check the cultist house, which might have some very deep items for you.
Yeah, that sounds like a very good plan right there.
That said, I wouldn't begrudge anyone checking South Winters first. You still get to clear a sank and you get a key item just the same.
Yeah, there's also the possibility that you could earn a teleport into Happy and then save yourself the walk, which does take a while.
It's true. Whereas there is no teleport to South Winters, so you have to make that Dryad. We've got chat saying, say yes to Tess. There we go.
Oh, we got the hula hoop on Paula from LonTr0. Another seed where Paula learned the Super Bash ability.
Which, as was pointed out in the after discussion last time, given the way that the accelerated bosses works, is a heads-up play.
Yeah, it's something I learned and something I will be thinking about in the future with these flags are combined.
I didn't catch all of the items in the Berglund shop, but they didn't look particularly impressive.
I did see a bazooka. If
Okay.
Jeff shows up, would be a good idea to go back and grab that.
Absolutely. Also worth pointing out, we did have a repel sandwich in Applekitt's house. Definitely want to see that.
Yeah, and with the Franklin badge, Happy Happy looks a lot more enticing. Unfortunately, Cold House will probably not have any out-of-scale items to grab, but you got at least 2 item checks over there, and a potential kid as well.
Absolutely. That does make HHV a lot more enticing. It looks like Sitake is having a little bit of trouble with Boogie Tent. Got double confused. That's real unpleasant.
Yeah, meanwhile, LonTr0 had to stop off at the bus station and grab some money for Apple Kid, going to pick up their wad of bubblegum.
Bad news.
Taking a KO.
Yep, forfeited as soon as Paula went down, which, I mean, yeah, that absolutely makes sense.
Yeah, unfortunately, Tent is one of the handful of bosses who resist the big freeze nuke. And with their low levels and fire's relatively high PSI cost, I guess it just wasn't enough.
Yeah, that, and I mean, LonTr0 got through that one relatively easily, but got different rolls on the status effect.
Yeah, Sitake here finds some bombs. Not a bad idea.
I mean, yeah, absolutely.
I wonder if he plans on taking out the tent with those 2 bombs. It is.
It looks like it. It absolutely looks like it. I don't remember which item the Boogie Tent dropped. Was that the Franklin badge?
Franklin badge was Berglund, yes.
Okay. So this is definitely going to be worth the refight and getting that item. Especially if you're going to have to make that walk to HHV.
Taki taking the hacking cough. Also a pretty good ability. It upgrades into, I believe, nausea, or either nausea or poison, which I think effectively do the same thing against enemies. And
Basically.
having just yeah, because I don't believe enemies are affected by the crying, which nausea does also apply accuracy debuff, like crying does.
Right.
But it will do about 20 damage over time to enemies, and they don't have any resistance, as far as I know, to those status effects. So they can be a good way to apply damage over time, especially against bosses like, say, Gygus or other enemies you might not be able to damage effectively if you're out of scale.
Right. No, that's definitely a good play, in my opinion. Vipers are always a pretty good item to have on hand, and it's like, later on, that's like having one of those in your pocket. Don't keep Vipers in your pocket, kids.
Not recommended.
We do have LonTr0 heading straight for the cultists, so we will see what boss and item this is.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea to come here before checking out the kid if you have the cult house open. Although we see Kraken here, so this does have me a little worried that this might be a pretty difficult fight.
It has the potential to be. Kraken's got a bunch of AoE effects, which are always difficult to deal with.
Yeah, with accelerated bosses, it would be quite a jump to go from already down.
That's the upside to Kraken. Oftentimes can drop them pretty quick.
And we got our second ability for Ness, taking the choice between Crashing Boom and Coughing Fire. We got a jar of fly honey there.
And Fly Honey indicates we'll see. I wonder if we're going to get zombie paper or just a teleport. Either way, that's almost certainly going to be our third, maybe fourth sync.
Yeah, the way it looks like it's going, we'll probably have to walk to SV because I don't see any way to get a PSI check otherwise. We have Jar of Fly Honey, so Saturn Valley gets us a teleport. We also already have the Meteorite piece, which is another teleport in Saturn Valley.
Right. So 2 teleports as soon as we can get there. So
Yeah,
possibly.
Like
I'm sorry.
We have free Jeff from the cabin, so I assume he gave the cabin key.
And it looks like he also has the key to the shack, based on a tracker. So that would probably be third sync with Milky Well being. And maybe Tint has zombie paper?
Pretty possible. We also have South Winters as an item check too.
That's true, yes. Easy to forget about that place.
Yep. And we have a mini barf here. A little earlier than Kraken, so I guess the logic expected you to pick up Jeff, come back here, possibly.
Yeah. But still, if they're that close, then it should be fine, and it was. I think he grabbed Shimmering Light?
Oh, that's a lot of enemies.
Oh, managed to turn around.
Yeah, I've noticed even if you're stuck in that cutscene, as long as you're holding a direction and an enemy runs into you, you'll turn to face them. So that's a very nice detail in there, so you just don't take like a back attack for being stuck in a cutscene.
Absolutely. I wasn't aware you could actually turn around in that cut at the end of that cutscene, so that's good to know.
Useless police badge.
Oh, dead check. Oh well. It's relatively quick, and it's very likely that Sitake will also make. We do have Sitake going and getting his Jeff clone.
LonTr0 likely going for the bazooka. Good play to go in the hotel here, grab some more money.
Absolutely,
I do wonder
makes
if either
sense.
of the racers will go up to grab any mice soon.
We're getting really close to a sync run, so I would think so.
Yep, and there's winners. The good news is, actually, wait, 1, 2. We already have all 4 Sanks. We have Jar of Fly Honey.
The only thing we need is Saturn Valley Act.
Yeah, we just need the. Dang.
That's fast.
And we're like, okay, time to go.
Now, this always makes me nervous whenever this happens, because that means Gygus can. You're probably going to see Gygus at a low level, and it's going to hurt.
That's a good thing they found that vitality capsule for Paula early.
Absolutely.
Oh, Sword of Kings.
Sword of Kings for a kid we probably won't see.
Oh, and I saw a Starman down there too.
Ooh, this is a spicy area, apparently.
It looks like Sitake is going to do the old hypnosis and run.
Yep. Yeah, definitely.
Also, get out your Tessie emotes as we cross the lake.
A nice, relaxing ride across the lake, which it looks like Sitake is also doing. So at this point, only Sitake has grabbed the exit mine. I'm curious if LonTr0 is just thinking, this sync that he's doing, they don't matter for this sync. Grab them after.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt to grab them after. You definitely don't need mice for. Oh, Satake's leaving already. Interesting. You don't need the mice for. Oh, he's going to pick up bombs. I was a little worried that we somehow missed the zombie paper somewhere.
Me too.
Yeah. You don't need mice for the rainy circle. The exit is just a short walk away.
Right.
Also, I think micing as well as walking out to the midpoint and giant step is roughly the teleport out of there is roughly the same. Maybe walking might be a little faster depending on whether you come from Tucson or not.
Yeah, the chart on that, I think that one was one that it indicated that just walk.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
so
one you do want to grab some mice for is Lilyfoot Step for sure.
yes.
And you probably want one for Milky Well. If there's 0 encounters, you could probably walk out.
Yeah, but that never happened.
But yeah, you're gonna get stuck in those narrow corridors and take a back attack fight, or if you're really unlucky, in like a standard fight.
Right. We do have LonTr0 bypassing the sync for the moment. I assume grab the save, grab the item, and then pop back in.
Yeah, this is a good safe play. If it's something like yeah, here's our zombie paper.
Yep. Secret herbs, but that's about it.
Yes, yeah. I don't. Since this is well, no, it might only be sync 2. There might not be anything too dangerous. He doesn't even bother to save. Oh, he goes back in. Save.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was gonna be like, well, if you're not gonna save, then why go there first? But
yes. This probably isn't too late, so we're unlikely to see like a dog, probably.
I would expect second at worst.
Yeah, second. So maybe a Trillion Edge? Oh, Everdread. Wow, that's
Not even that.
Yeah, we had a mini barf earlier, so that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, fair enough. No, I think it's just that we got access to this ages ago and just no one wanted to do it.
And first sync down for LonTr0 at 21 minutes.
I mean, that's still pretty quick.
Yeah, and yeah, well, we have everything we need to do a 4 sync win. So it's really just rush everything down. Go fast.
No, yeah, it's absolutely go mode. We do have Sitake in on Tessie, so Tessie's in chat again.
Yeah, LonTr0 going to Tucson, likely going to pick up those mice. We'll grab a nice ceremonial sword along the way.
Ness can hang it up on his wall when he retires. Definitely dodge these enemies.
I think you just threw it on the ground.
Well, you can do that too.
I might have been tempted to keep it. With accelerated enemies, I guess it depends on what bosses show up, but you might not necessarily have a lot of money. Especially if you get a bunch of kind of early bosses, to really grab a whole lot of stuff from some of the in-game stores.
Yeah, definitely. And especially with 3 kids at this point and so little shopping being done, you probably have the space. An okay pendant. So this is probably third then.
Yeah, I think we already did. No, we didn't do the first yet.
No one's done first. That would be, I guess that's HHV then, which makes sense.
Yeah, we got robo pumps here. I'd say that's probably around third.
Yeah. So that definitely puts, I always mix them up. Milky Well, Saturn Valley at. Okay, looks like LonTr0 made off okay by not getting that rock candy. Always wonder if those are going to be a vital capsule.
Yeah, not a bad idea. If you have them, just throw them on Paula just in case there's something good. Right, LonTr0 making it through some angry art.
Lot of angry art.
Yeah, it seems that they might have been maybe the slug replacement. I saw some on the very bottom floor.
I suspect slug replacement.
Sitake taking their first sanctuary. And we got a couple life noodles. That's good.
I think at this point, sitake is slightly behind LonTr0, but well within the range where they could swap at any moment.
Oh, and they got the call up on where the zombie paper was and what kind of has to be the zombie paper location. And we have the Guardian Digger here.
Sitake checks the upstairs item, and it's a shield killer.
Not terribly useful. It's a luck-based damaging ability. Or, sorry. It's a luck-based item that can remove shields.
And due to the levels that we're normally playing at, well, it's not going to come into play very often.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen it work.
No.
Even in a casual playthrough.
If I remember correctly, the play is actually the counter psi unit or something?
The neutralizer gets rid of all PSI
Neutralizer.
buffs, to include shields, like instantly 100% of the time. So there's really no reason to ever use a shield killer.
Yeah.
Kentucky got hung up there on some of the geometry, I think.
Yeah, it looked like it, and that's unfortunate. But did manage to get the run.
Pretty good. All right, with Giant Step down, LonTr0's on their way to Lilliput Steps.
We are getting info from Tor. The shield killer is not affected by level. It's just an enemy stat, and it's basically 50% to 25% chance of working on.
Oh, well.
Ooh, this is a lot of art.
Oh man.
Fortunately, it's only one of them.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting.
I wouldn't have expected that.
Yep, LonTr0 got their free brain food lunches from the nice robot at the stand.
Very friendly robot.
Yeah, I think he might have gotten 50 silver points from that battle too. And enemies are running away from LonTr0 here, so it'll be a quick jump to the boss.
Yeah, this is. I mean, this is absolutely first.
Maybe it's Carpenter. Could be another mole.
Ant. Okay. So this is really early then.
Yeah, if this were like a scaled up ant, those ghosts could have been pretty rough if they started possessing all the kids, but easily taken down in one hit, 2-round fight.
Yeah, no problem. And it shouldn't have been.
Of course, now we get to have the fun of going through 3 tunnel and Belch's base with all the corridors and 3 tunnel, and likely later game enemies we're going to see could be in for some fun times.
Yeah, those tunnels are unfortunate even when you are appropriately or over leveled for them. Never mind when it's throwing nasty stuff at you.
Oh, Nest taking on Sitake's side. Looks like they're going to throw some bottle rockets up. Getting down.
It's down, and while you don't really want Nest to miss out on the experience, it's better than Paul.
Oh, here's our beam, 6 Inc. No.
No. Okay. A hard call on that. But I mean, when you're 3 sinks up and have full go mode at 29 minutes.
Is there any teleport that would make you reconsider doing the 4th sync finish?
Underworld.
Just Underworld?
I mean, I would have to consider others, but absolutely, if I saw Underworld, I would be reconsidering and looking at the 5th sync.
Yeah, with how early this is, Gaius can still be very spicy, especially if he rolls like DX or, well, we have a Franklin badge. Although I was thinking about Electrospectre there.
We do have Girk mentioning Dalam would also be worth a check if that rolled as one of the teleports.
It would be pretty good if we could pick up Pooh. LonTr0 trying to get around this giant ant here.
Managed. Pretty solid teleport use.
Oh, that
Okay.
mushroom went after Sitake, but they got the green. Should be an easy win.
Jeff being jank as always. And this fight should still be no problem for Sitake.
We got some beach bums hanging out in the caves. Guess they got lost.
This is not quite as far along the enemy track as I would have expected. Close. Great.
Yeah, accelerated can be interesting sometimes. Sometimes you get really deep. Sometimes you just don't. It could also be logically that it wants to go to Saturn Valley before Belch Base, or even vice versa, possibly.
That's very true, yeah. So we could see the nasty enemies in Belch Base and the Sank. Speaking of Sanks, Sitake is through whichever one that is.
Probably one. I will say that Evil Manning does seem to be the highest ranked boss that we've seen thus far. Did he say
I believe
Master
you're right.
Barf?
We have not seen Barf.
Yeah, we saw Kraken. We saw Kraken in the Cold House.
Oh, yes, that is higher.
Interesting. Did you want me to come here first before going to Cold House? Well, the Cold House had the jar of fly honey, so maybe Logic did expect you just to hit up Saturn Valley for that teleport and then come back later.
Yeah, that checks out. Which also could, in theory, mean these enemies might not be as... Well, no, these are...
Conducting menaces, so I think this is...
Dalam tier.
Conducting? I'm not
the
sure
Cloud.
which one's in Lumine or which one's in Cloud.
Oh, that's a good point. I think these are in Cloud.
Oh, we got a swamp enemy.
Nope, Girk is saying Lumine Hall, and I trust him over my judgment.
Yeah, my gut feeling was Lumine, especially seeing that the swamp enemy there.
But we've also got a bunch of Deep Darkness enemies here, which would put it in line with Lumine.
Oh, LonTr0 is still getting tagged by the mummy there. Oh, we got some angry robots down here too.
Ooh. Interesting place for robots to be.
Robots and beach bums.
The classic combo. Well, speaking of Master Barf.
This should, well, they don't have Pooh to end this battle slightly earlier than usual, but I don't think it'll be too much challenge for LonTr0 unless they start going ham on the double attacks.
Right, or if they summon in something particularly nasty, but right now it's just the flower.
Can the flower put you to sleep?
I don't remember what the flower does, but it doesn't matter.
It's gone.
Oh, Girk is saying that Petunia has a fire AoE. Would be very unpleasant.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of vaguely remember the fire ooey. I kind of remember if it also had like a sleep attack or not.
I can't remember the last time I fought one of those, so
Yeah, I tend not to even run into anything in the swamp anymore. Ow!
HHV, a dead
Oh man, I
teleport.
love those teleports. Those teleports that just go to places you've already been. Love it. So it's pretty likely that the Star Master, after the phase restorer, would have some sort of teleport somewhere useful.
I mean, it almost has to. And my gut says, since we got Tindacrowd already, and that gets us a second teleport in a chain, Underworld. And again, if I see that, I'm heavily considering Fifth Sync.
And definitely not a bad idea. Gaius, he can still be pretty rough, especially in these really zoomy seeds.
Yeah,
You're not
absolutely.
always.
Because
Go ahead.
well, just because your levels are often lower than you would normally want them.
Yeah, and depending on how logic go, oh, neutralizer that can be useful in some circumstances. But I was saying sometimes you don't get those OKs in the super shop.
The main thing that I would be considering it for right now is one, I just prefer Magicant over Gygus normally. But we've seen enough OK pendants, I think, because I believe we've seen at least two. We've got Franklin Badge, but I can only remember seeing one Repel Sandwich. And while you want those for Magicant too, parts of it, at least in my opinion, are easier to despawn than TOTP. We do have Starman Deluxe for 4th Sync, and Paula is down for LonTr0, with Ness probably following.
And yeah, Ness is down. Gonna have to hope that. Oh, then that bazooka took it out, or whatever it was.
Good job, Bazooka. You hate to see that loss of experience, but you get through.
Yeah, the important part is you won.
Absolutely.
Especially on a fight like that. So we'll see what LonTr0 does now. I assume
It
they'll
was
either.
a super bomb.
Oh, super
Sorry.
bomb. Okay. I wonder where they picked that up. I didn't see that.
Oh, I don't know. Oh, it is of note. We do also have Foresight, but I would probably not be considering that as particularly relevant at this point.
Yeah, with unless you really wanted to take the long walk, like you were looking for OK pendants or something of the sort, in the desert because they weren't here in this shop that we're checking out right now, which has flame pendants. So might need to check another shop if you wanted OKs.
Right.
It's our only convenient check is a teleport. So
I think after. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, no, go ahead.
I think after seeing this shop in particular, I would be really hoping for that 5th Sync option, because those items are a little bit deeper. Then they indicate a slightly more unpleasant guy, I guess, in my experience.
Yeah. It looks like one of the other Saturn shops did have OKs on hand.
Yes.
Well, that was convenient. So this should hopefully be good enough. We'll have to see. I suppose it doesn't really matter how much HP Paula has unless it's a particularly nasty Gygus assistant, which I think at this point can only be Electrospectre and Pokey. Since we did see Star DX in that final sync, in that 4th sync there.
Yes, I believe with the way it works, it's probably Electrospectre. We've got Sitake going for 4th Sync, as you just kind of have to. Taking out the ads much quicker, but Paula still went down.
Yeah, it looks like they used the neutralizer pretty quickly. We
Oh,
got to teleport to Saturn Valley. Oh,
Saturn Valley. Okay, so it's Gygus or bust.
and we got another repel here.
That's very good. Now you just have to get through the first couple of bins and then you're golden for the rest of COTP.
Yep, at 38:51, we have the robotization event. So we're really well ahead on the time curve here for the seed. If everything
Absolutely.
goes well, we might beat it under 50 minutes.
It's possible.
We'll have to see how things go.
I'm always, on one hand, you definitely want some entertainment. On the other hand, I am hopeful for the runners' sakes that Gygus is not being particularly cruel today.
Yeah. So of the two assistants in this particular situation, would you be hoping for Spectre or for Pokey?
Pokey, I think.
I think so too. With Electro Spectre, um, having the one Franklin badge it's not great because the reflected thunder I think will just reflect back off the double machine and hit you anyway. But also it'll just take out your any PSI shields you throw up to try and protect you from the rockins that double machine throws at you. Pokey at least
Yeah,
can be paralyzed, and Ness should have that by now.
he should. And yeah, I absolutely agree. And Pokey is just easier to deal with. You just throw a paralyzed down, and there you go. I will say also at this point, I'm expecting to see some Rockin' Alphas, Gygus, based on the items we saw. Um, you definitely don't want your Psy Shield dropping.
Yeah, LonTr0 didn't. And we have the Electro Spectre here.
There it is.
All right, let's see how LonTr0 deals with this fight. They have a lot of brain food lunches.
I mean, yeah, makes sense. Okay,
They
opening
free.
with a weaker Rockin', which is good.
Yeah, with any luck, the Electro Spectre will just waste their time on doing and using Jeff items. His electrical shock. Oh, it reflected off and hit them.
Oh,
And
okay.
it's down. Okay.
Already through phase one. Excellent. That reflect could have gone a lot worse.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to see Paula going down in phase one or have the rolling meter phase one.
Okay, phase two, so just trying to burn it down, but that's nasty on Ness.
Man, I really don't like seeing that.
No, that's a problem.
Looks like
We do have.
Oh no.
Yep. Oh no.
And both kids are down.
We've only got Ness up, but at least that HP is scrolling up.
Yeah, without the bazooka, that's a pretty good chunk of sure hit damage that we are losing now. Although cough fire from Ness can probably do some damage.
If he can find the time for it, yeah. Okay, it doesn't matter through phase two.
Okay, we just need to keep Paula up. Hopefully not have a bunch of freezes come our way. And we'll be well on our way to closing out the seed.
Yeah, here's hoping. That's incredibly fast if so.
Oh, I always hate to see those solidifies on Ness. Oh.
Yeah, that's not good. Oh, I don't know how much damage Paula took on that. And we do have Sitake going in as well now.
Another ice, another freeze on Ness. I
Oh.
don't know how many revives he has. I know he got a bunch of secret herbs.
I know he picked up at least a couple of horns of, but beyond that.
All right, we got a free turn to heal up. Very fortunate for LonTr0. Out with the freezes again.
Man, this is a freeze happy Gygus.
Yeah, one of the good things here is that LonTr0's Paula looks like she had 120-ish HP, which is a very good buffer.
Absolutely.
Ness is
Oh no.
paralyzed.
Oh, that's a problem. I think most of the revives, as is tradition, are on Ness.
If he gave Paula any of those secret herbs, might be a good idea to use them. Although I think Ness is also confused now, and that would take 2 herbs.
Sitake is getting through phase 1, but did lose Paula in the process.
Unfortunate.
Unfortunate, but should be recoverable.
LonTr0's sending it, just doing nothing with Ness and praying with Paula.
I mean, it's the fast option.
Yep. With Paula with 138 HP, she can take like 3 freezes. Solidified on Ness again.
Ness is just pulling all of it right now.
Yep, but we only have 1 more to go.
This should be in the bag.
Yep, it's Thunder.
Yep. Ness going down, but who cares?
What an insanely fast seed. My goodness.
That is absurd. I have not seen very many seeds with times like this. And yes, get your GGs in chat. This was incredibly quick and very well played. And we do have Sitake still going through and beating Gygas down, and in the middle of phase 2. Should be able to get through this without any huge problems, in theory.
Yep, they're on to phase 3. They have better freeze luck than LonTr0. Should be pretty quick.
Like probably playing slightly more defensively to get Paula back up on the HP.
Yeah, I think he might have used Brain Food Launch there.
I believe so. Oh, a Hand-Aid. Don't see that a lot, but it's a good play.
And we have an official racetime.gg time for LonTr0 of 46:11.
Very fast. And again, as long as Sitake doesn't have worse damage rolls than LonTr0 did, Sitake should be pretty close behind.
Very much so. Oh, well, we got all of Frozen there, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's not great. Obviously, Sitake doesn't know, but we know. Oh, welcome, LonTr0. GG's. What are your thoughts?
That Starman Deluxe almost got me good.
Yeah, both you and Sitake had trouble on that boss. He kept both the boys up. Paula went down, but you still managed to make it through.
That super bomb, I don't know what dropped that super bomb, but that saved my life. There was just no way without it.
It was a clutch throw.
It's actually insane.
Because I think, Jeff was at like 20 or something when that landed?
Yeah, it was mortal rolling down. He had no other turn. Like, that was just it, so.
Well, that super bomb, I believe, won you the race.
I would believe it. I was definitely screwed with that, but GG Sitake. I felt close. That was a fast speed. Just had to run it down.
It absolutely was close. I believe we do actually have a Racetime GG from Sitake already. I'm not sure if that was just an errant key strike. But he is going to obviously get through in any moment now.
Yep, and they finished their final prayer, so well on their way.
It's just another classic. You have your 4 Sanks, and if you wanted to do anything further, it's just Mind's Moonside. Classic. Nobody actually wants to do that. Go figure out the Gygas seed. But,
Yep.
Oh, Electrospectre. I've seen like 4 of them in the past 3 days. I never want to see an Electrospectre again. That thing's terrible.
I think that's a fair take.
LonTr Spectre was pretty good on with you. The thunder reflected back onto it. For sitake, it looked like Paula went down. I'm not sure if that was because of a reflected thunder or not.
I mean, I was okay either way because I had lots of revival items. I knew I was going in pretty low level, so I had to stock up. And if it went bad, I was going to be fine, I think.
Yes, we noticed you picked up a lot of those secret herbs from the store in South Winters.
Yep. It's just a nice backup if you end up rushing down something with low money and get you out of paralysis to get a horn or something off.
Yeah, that paralyze you had on Ness near the end was one of the only concerning moments, but the secret herbs would have definitely helped.
I could have used it, but I just saw the finish line. Maybe
Yeah,
a little
why
greedy.
bother at that point?
Yeah, all the freezes that Ness was taking. Were you feeling pretty nervous when you kept seeing that?
Yeah, I had a lot of stall though. Like there was a couple turns I had to stop Paula from praying, just brain food lunch, make sure she stays alive, keep the fight in check. At least the freezes weren't doing 100, so it could be worse.
Yeah, for as much as... Sorry.
No, I was saying they were just very manageable, especially
Yeah.
with the vitality ups that Paula got. You know, having 120 plus HP is pretty comfy.
Very comfy.
Okay, well, that's excellent. That's GG's for both of you. Unless you had any other thoughts, I don't believe Sitake normally joins these, so
Job's not
I guess. If I remember the chart correctly, I believe that you will be going on to the winners brackets finals against Mad Cat. So good luck and congratulations.
Short fight.
Good fight.
I am going to be honest, I'm not entirely clear where Sitake is going. I think
It's Gurk
against
and losers.
McGurk.
It's Gurk, yeah.
Okay, yep, Gurk fights both ways. So that's going to be exciting for everyone, especially for chat. Yeah, so that's great. I think, though, that, again, unless you had any final thoughts, I think that we're pretty much done. And I believe... so yeah, I guess GG's LonTr0, GG's Sitake, GG's to chat, and thank you Static, and
Pleasure.
Pomar, thank you for restreaming. I believe that a raid target has already been decided upon. Yeah. This was a great race.
Yeah. It was,
Once again,
very
within
cool.
like a minute and a half.
Yeah. Nothing like those weird logic seeds we had last week, but very
Tomar.
quick, very straightforward.
Pomar is correct. I did miss one thing in my outro thing. The next race is going to be Brooke versus F. Coughlin tomorrow, Sunday, at 6 Pacific, which, if my math is correct this time, is 8 Central. So make sure everyone that you're there for that. The one after that is going to be, which I believe is the last one for this round, is going to be Monday at 6 Pacific. So everyone make sure you're there for both of those. It's going to be exciting.
For sure. All right, everyone. I will take my leave. Good night, and see you next time.
Thank you, everyone, for sticking around, and make sure you stick around for the raid that's coming up.